and then I don't see how it will work out for him to bond well with the team ahead at the World Cup. The NFF has been saying it that and Nigerians will be a testimony to the fact that the Aminu Megere administration puts a lot, of priority on adequate preparation on the national teams for international tournaments, and that, of course, led to having, so many triumphs in the year 2013, and we want to continue that way. So, among those things that have been put in place is, of course, the international friendly with Mexico in the USA on the 5th of March. We have other friendlies, coming after that, and part of it is also, getting, letting the coach know that, you should put your ass together in time. Let's have a list of 40 that you will work with, and then we'll bear down our searchlights, on those 40, and then we'll go ahead from there. Of course, there will be a training camp in the United States of America from the 25th of May, and then we believe that the team, by that time, the team will be ready to confront the world. Of course, we turn out Mexico, for Argentina, because we're looking at a team that play a similar pattern. They play rapidly, like the Argentines, and we also have been we are arranging games, against teams, that play like Iran, that play with Bosnia, that play like Bosnia Herzegovina, and so that the team will have a very good idea, of the kind of opposition they are going to confront at the World Cup. Yeah, it's not possible not to have the activities known. If you play for the national team, you're a national property, and of course the people should get to know more about you. That's what we're doing here. The superstars should be brought, closer to the people, and the fans, should have a closer interaction with the players, and that's why we brought on Hotspot, to be our official media non-match partner for this World Cup, and of course, going forward. So I think that Hotspot, they have the pedigree, they have the tradition, of excellence, and we believe that, what they've been doing for the past 18 years, they've done a lot. Really, they have sterling achievements in several areas in the broadcast area, and we believe they will be able to do this very well too. I think the technical committee is working on that. They were to do that immediately because the team was to resume camping until Sierra Leone pulled out. So we now have a couple of months, of course, to get ready for the winner of the fixture between Rwanda and Kenya. I believe that in very, very soon the technical committee will come up with its own recommendation. Surely there will be friendlies for them, because as I emphasized earlier, the NFF under Aminu Megere, has prioritized adequate preparation of our national teams for international competitions. So the team is going to the World Cup. It has not kicked the ball, and they qualified, as a result of the withdrawal of South Sudan. So they need to be adequately prepared. Already they are in camp in Abuja, sweating it out, but there will be a lot of friendly matches for them before their final training camp.
To South America, the ball lifted in. The run here was made by the number 11, the substitute, but the final ball dropped to Aye.
All right, so that's Demola Jure, the Assistant Director Media, Nigerian Football Federation, giving us detailed breakdown of what the Nigerian Football Federation will be doing in 2014. I think it's quite detailed. May 25, camp opens in the United States of America for the World Cup, and we will play some friendlies, not confirmed yet. Apart from the Mexico friendly, we are going to play some other friendlies before we hit the World Cup. And I'm also happy they have a program. They appointed a new partner, non-match, new partner, All Sports, to get some things that we will not see until the behind the scene. The team maybe eating, sleeping, swimming off the field, and get it for Nigerians to see. And those are the kind of things that we are hoping that we can also get to see on Sports Tonight with this arrangement that the NFF is making. Spoke about the Falcons getting ready for their next game, and their under-17 girls who have qualified for the World Cup without kicking a ball.
And the under-20 girls.
And the under-20 girls as well. All right. So I think that's very detailed, and we can only hope that we prepare well. This is the time to start to win our games before June, when the World Cup proper will take center stage. Another country getting ready for the World Cup, Dumnodi, United States of America, and their coach, Jürgen Klinsmann, the German, is also been speaking on how he intends to build a team for the World Cup. Olajire spoke about the 40-man squad for Keshi. Klinsmann is speaking about fringe players who can still break into his own main squad for the World Cup. So I think we should just listen to Jürgen Klinsmann, former World Cup winner himself, and then listen to what he has to say. Ghana should be interested in all that this man will be saying, because United States of America are in the same group with Ghana, Germany, and Portugal. So let's listen to Jürgen Klinsmann and come back for more on Sports Tonight.
Here because it gives us the opportunity to be already at the facility we're going to stay at in the World Cup, to get to know our hotel where we're going to stay at, and to get a feeling for the country. So we use that opportunity. What we want to get out of it, that the players experience all those things. At the same time, we can bring in more players, because the European-based players are not coming in, obviously. So it gives more spots available to young players that want to show us coaches how good they are. Maybe they can still jump on the train for the World Cup. So we're going to have 26 players here in Sao Paulo with us, and they all have a point to prove. They all want to prove to me that they deserve to go to the World Cup. Well, the good thing for us is we don't start the World Cup with a group game. We basically started with the World Cup final for us, because we need badly 3 points against Ghana, and then another one against Portugal, and then we'll see what we're going to do against Germany. So it puts you on your toes from the first second on.
Did you listen to him? I hope my Ghanaian friends that are watching from Accra can listen to what Klinsmann is saying. He says, as good as, no matter what happens, that 3 points against Ghana is key.
So, what is he trying to say?
He's saying Ghana is a must-win game. If you are thinking of qualifying from that group, then
It means that Ghana is going to be the whipping boys.
that's what, he's not. He's speaking for himself. He's saying that game against Ghana,
3 point must.
they must get that 3 points. Look at getting, maybe with some luck, 3 points against Portugal, and then the Germany game,
They can lose that one.
whatever comes.
He's trying to say because it's two qualified from a group. So one person is going to be the whipping boy.
He's not talking about whipping, he's talking about himself. He's only talking about his own team.
Ghana will only be regarded as whipping boys if the coach of Portugal and the coach of Germany
Yeah.
say that all of us are going to beat Ghana.
Ghana,
But he's just saying, well, I'd like to get 3 points from
That
Ghana.
3 key.
He didn't mention the other
Possibly
two.
beat Portugal again.
Yes, and
then he'll be happy with what he gets from.
Let me borrow a leaf. Let me borrow a leaf from Jürgen Klinsmann and speak for Nigeria. 3 points against Iran, non-negotiable. We push hard, 3 points against Bosnia. Then we see what we get
Against Argentina.
from Argentina.
And that's the last game. I think the features are very, very, very clear.
Okay, but let's talk about the immediate one, gentlemen. Chan, Dumnodi, we have to get a victory in our game on Sunday. But before that, let's talk about today's results. Zimbabwe for the second game, refusing to score, holding Uganda to a draw. And then the second game as well, ending in a draw. Burkina Faso forcing Morocco to a 1-1 draw. So it was a day of draws in Group C.
Yeah, in Group C, and of course tomorrow games in Group G. We have Ghana will be taking on Libya. Two teams who won their first game. Libya won 2-0 against Ethiopia. Ghana beat Congo 1-0. So Ethiopia and Congo looking at how they can salvage something from this game, because it's like our group. So anybody that wins there, they draft the game into the last day of the
Tomorrow's game is
very
key.
crucial.
Ghana, Libya with victories in their first game today. Winner probably going through. Ethiopia, Congo, teams that lost their first games. You lose, you become like Mozambique. So everybody will be fighting for something tomorrow.
Yeah, so the Ghana-Libya game is particularly key. Whoever wins that game is guaranteed of a place in the next round of the competition. But for Congo and Ethiopia, they have plenty to play for. One of them has to win if they decide that they still want to stay in this competition. But as it still stands now, it looks like Ghana and Libya are still clear favorites. But it doesn't stop. Anything can change at any point in time.
Let's talk about Nigeria. Yesterday, we brought you highlights of that game, Nigeria against Mozambique. We looked at it and said a lot of things. But today, from the camp of the Eagles, Chigozie Agbim Dumnodi has come out to apologize to Nigerians. He says,